This is Mark Schofield from Inside the Pylon with another edition of First Sound. Today I'm looking at Colorado Buffaloes quarterback Sefo Liufau. Liufau is one of the players invited to the Senior Bowl this year, a player I'm very interested to get a look at down in Mobile during Senior Bowl week. Liufau is an extremely experienced quarterback, made 39 starts during his career at Boulder, including 7 as a true freshman, becoming just the 10th player in Colorado history to start at quarterback as a freshman, whether true freshman or a redshirt freshman. Liufau again made 39 starts over his career. Very tough player, somebody that's not afraid to take a hit in the pocket, somebody that's not afraid to stand in there when he knows the blitz is coming. And that's kind of what we're going to work through today. I'm going to look at Liufau making some throws under duress. When I played, I loved Tuesdays and Wednesdays at practice because those were 7-on-7 days. 7-on-7 was great as a quarterback. You don't have any pass rush. You can see the entire field, which is great for a little bit of an undersized quarterback like myself. But you don't have to deal with pressure. You don't have to deal with blitzes. You don't have to deal with guys getting in your face. And so I looked great on Tuesdays and Wednesdays. But whenever it got to team drills, that's when, things caught up with me. And you're getting pressure off the edges, pressure in your face. When you start to get pressured, you don't make as good of a throw as you might during a 7-on-7 drill when there's nobody kind of in your grill. So it's always important to look at how a quarterback handles pressure, how he adapts to pressure. Can he make throws under duress? Can he adjust his arm angle, slide around a bit in the pocket? Or does he sort of react to pressure in negative ways? Does he drop his eyes and feel the rush a little bit? Do his mechanics get wonky? Does accuracy dip when he's under duress? These are things that quarterbacks have to deal with, particularly as you transition to the NFL. You're not going to see a ton of clean pockets in the NFL, so you got to be ready to handle that. And how these guys handle it when they're exposed to it in the college game is something important to work through when you do your own work on them, when you do your evaluations of them, and it's something that NFL scouts tend to look for. It's a piece to the puzzle. We're going to look at 4 plays here. We're going to start with this play against Arizona. Colorado wins this game, and they win it going away. Arizona had a bit of a down year. This is a play late in the first half. It's a 2nd and 8 on the Arizona 40-yard line. We're going to get a little switch concept here to the left. We've got double slots. We're going to get a curl route from the outside receiver, sort of a wheel route here from the slot. He's going to delay a little bit and then release. Arizona's sort of they're in a hybrid 4-2-5, 3-3-5 defense here. We've got 6 defenders up front. They're moving around a bit, but we are going to get sort of a blitz here off the edge. This rusher is going to come free from the outside. And what we're going to see is Liufau is going to have to make a little bit of an adjustment here in the pocket to be able to get this throw off as he throws that wheel route to the outside. You see the defense moves around. They end up rotating into a cover 1 look. You've got man free here, man coverage, safety in the middle of the field. Get a quick little mesh here. But Liufau quickly looks to throw. There's that blitzer that's going to come off the edge. See, Liufau now opens to the left. He's got that wheel route, and it looks like it's going to be in good shape. You see both these guys sort of jump this route immediately. So this wheel route should be in good shape. But again, we've got that unblocked guy coming off the edge. Now, the first question when we're looking at it here is, does Liufau even see this? Does he see this coming? And what we want to know is, 1, does he recognize it? And 2, if he does, that shows good awareness of the protection scheme. And we've got 6 guys here and 6 to block them. But it looks like after this fake, this running back's headed to this side of the field to block. Liufau, does he know if this guy's coming? And does he understand the scheme well enough to recognize that? And he does. He shifts himself in the pocket just enough. He doesn't truly bail on this. You might expect a guy to bail when you've got an unfree blocker coming off the edge. But looking downfield at what he's got that wheel route in a good position here. This receiver is open. This is a receiver that is open. You've got to make this throw. So Liufau slides just enough, creates space to get the pass off. You can look at it sort of in real time again. And what's good about that is he doesn't truly turn into a runner right away. Sometimes when a quarterback slides in the pocket, they'll really tuck the ball, start to transition into a runner, and then it makes it that transition back to a passer take that much longer. Here, Liufau does a good job just sliding his feet, keeping the ball in the ready position so he can make a quick throw once he gets enough space. And that's a nice play. being able to create space as a passer in the pocket, it's very important. I've made this analogy before. It's a lot like a boxer. When you picture a boxer in the ring, sometimes when you're getting up against that other guy, you can't create space to get your punches off. If you're fighting a guy and you've got a long reach and that guy tries to get inside of you, you need to create space. Sometimes you need to take a step back to throw a punch. You need to move side to side, create enough space so you can get enough force on that punch. I liken that a lot to a quarterback in the pocket. Sometimes you need to move off the spot and create just enough space to make a throw. That's what he does here. Slides a bit, knows that it buys him just an extra second, which is all he needs. He knows he's going to take the shot, but he delivers the pass down the field. It's just a nice example of sliding, creating space, keeping your eyes downfield, and making a throw. Here we're going to look at a play against Michigan. Now, some context to this play. Liufau missed a lot of time this year, missed a couple of full games with an ankle injury. I think it was the 2 plays prior to this play, he gets hurt, bangs that right ankle up, so he's gimpy at this point. So using that context, we can take a really good look at this play because you can see he's hobbled in the pocket. He's going to try to drop here, and he can barely move. A rusher comes free up front. He knows he's going to take a shot, but he's got a post route here that comes open. So he needs to be able to hang in there long enough, create just enough wiggle room with pressure in his face to make a throw. Doing all of this with a flat right tire. This is a very sort of gutsy play. I mean, you got to give credit to Liufau here. See, he's hobbled here, can barely move. Right here, he sees that post breaking open. We get a great post route that we'll see in a second, but he's got a defender that's coming free right in his face. So he's got to hang in there long enough, adjust his body just enough to get the throw off. See, he arches his back just enough, creates the space necessary to make the throw. And it goes for 6. Again, he can barely move, so he's not going to be able to slide away from this. So this is all about just arching your body, rearing back a little bit, making the throw. And there's that great post route. But again, it's creating enough space to make the delivery, and that's what Liufau does here. And it's a very impressive play, particularly in the whole context of the situation. Again, he's hurt, he can barely move, creates the space, and makes a big play down the field. We're going to go back to that Arizona game here. We've got a 3rd and 7 in the red zone. This is sort of a money situation. I know, you've got a 7-2 team with a 25-point lead against a 2-7 team. But still, these are the situations where you want to see the quarterback have success. 3rd downs, particularly in the red zone, where you want to be able to sustain drives and finish drives with touchdowns. We're going to get a mesh concept here. We're going to get vertical route from the outside here. This receiver is going to come in motion to another vertical route. We'll get the mesh from the 2 inside guys here and a quick flat route. Liufau, and this is one of the things I'm curious to see down in Mobile, and going through the tape work that I've done on him, you don't see a ton of progressions. And again, progressions are different from offense to offense. He does a lot of stuff pre-snap, a lot of RPO stuff where he's making progression reads and deciding what to do with the ball, but it's not your typical, read the post to the comeback, to the flat route, to the swing to the backside type of thing we usually expect when we talk about progressions. They're just different. And, he doesn't do a ton of them. Doesn't make a lot of full field reads, at least in the work that I've done to date. So progressions, it's something I'm curious to see when he's running, more pro offense down in Mobile, whether he's, with the Bears or with the Browns, as he goes through Senior Bowl week. But here, he's going to do a good job of checking that flat route first and then coming to the mesh. So it's a sort of, 2-step progression here. And when we see the motion, he'll see the defender travel with him. He knows he's going to get man coverage. Looking up front, again, Arizona doing some funky stuff. We get a little radar alignment. Everybody's in a 2-point stance where you can't really tell where they're coming from. We're going to get some pressure here as well. What we see from Liufau in this play, again, creating enough space in the pocket, sliding just enough, creating enough distance from the rush to be able to make the throw. We're going to see the motion coming in a second here from right to left. You see the defender trailing, so he knows he's got man. Again, look at that radar alignment up front. Everybody's in a 2-point stance. Teams like Baltimore, they like to do this sometimes. You create confusion up front because you don't know who's coming, who's going. You see basically everybody comes. Here we get the blitz. The only guy that leaves is this linebacker. He's going to cover that guy in man. And again, we get man coverage across the board, man free with the safety in the middle of the field. See right here, he's checking that flat route quick because of the blitz. Make a quick throw. Flat route's actually covered pretty well. So now he comes to the mesh, which is, again, sort of the next read in his progression. But we've got the protection breaking down. Look, when you're a quarterback and you see one of your linemen sort of sitting down in front of you, it's never really a good thing, unless it's by design and it's a screen, which, you know, can happen. But here, he knows he's going to get somebody in his face pretty quickly. He's going to look to throw to this receiver on the mesh. But he needs to be able to have enough time to do it, as he's covered right here, and you're going to let the route somewhat clear a bit. Let this guy clear as well. See, just that subtle slide away creates enough space. We'll get another look at it here. Get the pressure up front. Right here, he knows where he's going to go with the ball. Has the free rusher coming. They do a nice little twist up front. So he slides away just enough, hands in there into the last possible second. Nice, accurate throw. So those are some examples of Liufau sort of handling pressure, making throws under duress, delivering some accurate throws, you know, your short area fade, red zone mesh, and even a deep ball down the field. So you've got some accuracy to multiple levels here. But it's not all great when it comes to Liufau and pressure. I'm going to highlight just one play from the Mission game to talk about this. I'd also sort of recommend Derek Clausen, QB Class on Twitter. He's been doing some work for Optimum Scout and charted Liufau's game against Utah and found that when Liufau was pressured, he completed 1 of 12 passes when he was under pressure. In that game. I haven't broken down the Utah game yet, but you know, that's another piece to the puzzle that I've got in the back of my mind from when I go through that game, kind of to see how he handles pressure. And the play that I'm about to show you, again, an example of him under duress, under pressure, and sort of his accuracy dipping a little bit. Another thing that I just want to mention here, when you study Liufau, his front arm, his left arm, sometimes it drops suddenly before he starts to turn and torque when he makes his throws. I think that affects his accuracy a bit, and I think it definitely impacts his velocity a bit. There are times when it looks like Liufau has the arm to, you know, compete in the National Football League. And there are other times when it looks like that velocity dips a little bit. So I'm wondering if there's a mechanical issue. Again, something I'm curious to see, you know, down in Mobile, but it's something that I wanted to mention, even though we're not really studying mechanics here today, but just something to put in the back of your mind. So when you study Liufau, you kind of take a look at that as well. Again, it's that front left arm. Sometimes he drops it almost at a 45-degree angle, like he's, you know, making an old school, you know, arm indicator when he's driving. You know, those old school turn signals that you had to, you know, remember for the driving test. You know, dropping that arm to a 45-degree downward angle like he's slowing down. That's almost what it looks like, and it impacts accuracy and velocity. But back to making throws under duress. We've got to play against Michigan. It's a 2nd and 10 near midfield. We're going to get a little RPO action. Liufau is going to put the ball in the belly of his running back here and then look to throw. And I've got some offensive and defensive play art drawn up. We've got man coverage here and here on the flat route and the slant. And here's Jabril Peppers. Everybody can debate about Jabril Peppers and, you know, where he's going to go in the draft. That's not my bag. Have fun with that one, everybody. But he's going to come on a blitz. And even though Michigan shows blitz here, Peppers is the guy that comes. They do a nice job of sort of disguising it. But Liufau reads it incredibly well. Puts the ball in the belly, pulls it quickly, and goes right to that slant route, which is the exact right decision. Again, look at the slant route. You got the leverage outside here from man coverage. You get the blitzer coming here, vacating that area. Go right to the slant route. It's a great decision. It's just the throw leaves a little bit to be desired. Again, a little nice disguise here. You've got this guy right on the line of scrimmage. You're thinking he's coming, but he's going to drop out, cover this guy. It's Peppers who's going to come. See, Liufau puts it in the belly and pulls it because he sees it. He does a great job reading and reacting to this. Sets up. So mechanically, things are good here. He's in a pretty good position to throw the ball. Peppers is unblocked, and he's going to have a free shot at him. Again, Liufau knows this. He's got this slant route coming right here. Already good inside leverage. It's a great design. They're in perfect position to convert this 2nd and long. He can't make the throw. You see it again from this angle. Quick read. Liufau again. He's looking right at this, so he knows what's coming. Gets in good position, steps in the bucket a bit, can't get enough on the throw, and it's behind the receiver. And since I just mentioned the mechanics, we can kind of see it here. Watch that left arm. It comes down a bit. Doesn't get enough torque on it, which impacts the velocity and throw wanes at the end. It's a catchable ball, but you really like to see better placement there. And so those are some of the things that I've seen with Liufau, some good and some bad, some things that I want to see up close and personal, both mechanically as well as making some throws under the duress. When he gets into team drills, he's going to be a guy that I'm very curious to see how he reacts to pressure. Can he slide around a little bit as we saw in the first couple of plays and hang in there and make throws, or is the accuracy going to dip like we saw in this play and like what Derek saw in the study that he did of the Utah game, which I haven't watched yet. I'm excited to dig into that and keep going through it. But for my initial study on Liufau, I like some things. He's definitely a tough kid, definitely an experienced kid, one of those guys that you think that once he gets into a camp might be able to turn some heads, stick around on a roster. So I'm very curious to see him in person and do some more work on him going forward. For Mark Schofield and everybody else at Inside the Pylon, thanks for watching this edition of First Sound. Please check out all the videos we have on our YouTube page. You can find it at youtube.com/InsideThePylon. And please keep checking back to InsideThePylon.com to find all the work that the writers are doing as we get ready for the 2017 NFL Draft.